Welcome back to Motors and Medicine. On today's episode, I'm going to be discussing my Bronco, and basically just wanted to give you guys an overview of all the modifications as far as power is concerned that I have done to this machine, and then talk about what the typical stock power numbers are for this vehicle, both at the crank and at the wheels. And then I'm going to share with you later in the video a video of me over at the performance shop on the dynamometer, testing this vehicle out, determining what the power level is now after all those modifications, how much power I was able to pick up, and show you a quick glance at the dynograph on the paper. But basically, I'll start with this Bronco, the 21 and up 2.7 liter twin turbo Bronco. Generally from the factory comes with 330 horsepower at the crank, and I think 415 pound-feet of torque, something like that. Now that's crank ratings, and that's with the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6 engine. Now, that makes for a pretty peppy ride just from the factory. And I always enjoy driving it like that, but you guys know that I'm a sucker for power and always modifying my vehicles. So of course I had this one modified, and it was no different. So first, the overview on the parts. We'll start at the back. I installed an AFE rear section exhaust system, which was a lot higher flowing and just sounded better than the stock exhaust. Next, I installed a cold air intake from Engine that you guys saw in a video not too long ago. I also installed an intercooler by VF Racing, which is considerably larger, a lot more volume and a lot more surface area than the stock intercooler was. And then the final piece was the race chip programmer that I installed on the Bronco. And those four modifications added together were supposed to yield me in the neighborhood of about 60 horsepower. So how did we do? Well, we actually did a little bit better than that. So the Bronco, like I said, in stock form on premium gas makes 330 horsepower, 412 to 415, something like that, pound-feet of torque at the crank. That translates to about 285 horsepower at the wheels, and about right around 400 or so, maybe less, probably about 380 pound-feet of torque, if that sounds about right at the wheels. Because remember, crank is about 415, so at the wheels it's about 470, 480, or sorry, 370, 380, something like that. So I've got my graph here. I took it over to the performance shop, and the max power today was 341 horsepower at the wheels and 460 pound-feet of torque at the wheels. So when you factor in a drivetrain loss of about 15%, because you're going through a transfer case as well as a 10-speed transmission, that basically adds to about, or that calculates to about just under 400 horsepower crank and around 525 pound-feet of torque at the crank. So this thing has increased exponentially from stock, and you can definitely feel it. I mean, every modification that I did to this Bronco, whenever I would take it on the street and test it out, it was definitely more kick in the pants, a little bit more power, more performance. But now with all of those kind of working in tandem, it performs extremely well. In fact, this Bronco is actually right now faster than a Bronco Raptor. So a Bronco Raptor right now is rated at about 410 or so horsepower and about 490 pound-feet of torque. So less torque and roughly the same horsepower as this. Now, the Bronco Raptor weighs more than this. So this thing's actually faster, and I will be doing a quarter-mile run test on this, and I'll upload that at a later date. But hopefully I can get my hands on a Bronco Raptor to kind of do a comparison of the two. But just for sake of information and for sake of numbers, this is putting out very similar numbers as far as horsepower and actually more torque than a Bronco Raptor. So I'm very impressed with that, and the performance has been outstanding. It's done incredibly well throughout any type of temperature, whether it's cold, hot, it still performs really well. It does well going up and over mountain passes, over hills, things like that. So I'm very pleased with how well the aftermarket performance modifications have kind of worked in synergy on this machine. And basically, I just wanted to share with you guys my results, and hopefully you guys, if you're out there with a Bronco, you at least kind of have an idea of what to expect if you mimic those modifications. So exhaust, colder intake, an intercooler, and a tune. If you mimic those 4 modifications, those are the power numbers that you should expect to see on this 2.7 liter twin turbo. So hopefully you guys appreciated that. I mean, this was a very quick and easy video, nothing too long. I will, like I said, attach the video of the dyno run right at the end of this video. And until next time, I appreciate all of your guys' support. And if you guys haven't yet subscribed, please do so. It'll help the channel grow. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. And this is Motors and Medicine signing off. Have a good one.